everyone, in this video I'll talk about Argand's diagram. Argand diagram is nothing but the representation of a complex number on xy plane. So it is right here, representation of a complex number on xy plane. So suppose z is equals to x plus iy. We can also write down this in a coordinate form, x comma y. So the way we are representing x comma y on xy plane, the same way we will represent z is equals to x plus iy on this plane. But this plane is not xy plane. This is called as a complex plane because in this case here we are going to represent x-axis by real axis and y-axis we're going to represent by imaginary axis. As we are representing x comma y in xy plane, the same way we are going to represent z is equals to x plus iy over here. I'm going to take x distance on the real axis because x is a real part of z, and y distance on the imaginary axis because y is imaginary part of z. So here this is the point that we have, which is nothing but x comma y. That is nothing but x plus iy, and that is our z complex number. So this is the way we can represent a complex number on complex plane, or you can say that this is nothing but the Argand's diagram. Now let us see how to represent few complex numbers on this. Let us see the first number that we have here, that is 2 minus I. 2 minus I we can write down in a coordinate form as 2 comma minus 1 because here the imaginary part is minus 1. So let us try to represent that. So 2 comma minus 1. So I'll take 2 distance on x-axis or real axis and minus 1 distance on the imaginary axis. So minus 1 distance and 2 distance. So this is the point that we require in this case, and this is nothing but 2 minus I. Then let us try to represent the another number, that is 3 plus I. Again I will write down in a coordinate form, that is 3 comma 1. So 3 comma 1, simply it is in a first quadrant, 3 distance that we can take here, and then we need to take the 1 distance on imaginary axis. So 3 distance on the real axis and the 1 distance on the imaginary axis. So that is nothing but this point. Okay, so this is nothing but 3 plus I. Then let us represent the another point, that is minus 1 plus I, which is nothing but minus 1 comma 1 in the coordinate form. Let us try to represent this as well. So minus 1 distance on the real axis, that is over here, and plus 1 distance on the imaginary axis, so that will be this. So this is the number which we have, and it is minus 1 plus I. This is the way we can represent it. Then the last number that we have here is minus 1 minus 2i. Again let us write it in a coordinate form, minus 1 minus 2, but always remember the first coordinate is nothing but the real part and the second coordinate is nothing but the imaginary part. So minus 1 minus 2, where it is minus 1 minus 2, it will be in a third quadrant. Minus 1 distance on the real axis and minus 2 distance on the imaginary axis. So this is the distance in that we want. So minus 1 here, and this is minus 2. So this is the point minus 1 minus 2i. So this is the Argand diagram, and this is the way we can represent any complex number on the complex plane. Thank you.